their very hands and never let them go.
Josh here from Testing 123 Reviews, and what you just heard there was my solo in my band's song Dream With One Eye Open from my band Stone Giants, and I had a request from one of our old video blogs to break down some of the parts of the solos, but I thought I'd do the whole thing so you get the full benefit of the track. So the video blog that I uploaded a while ago was when we were tuned down just a semitone to drop C sharp, but now we've gone a full whole step down to drop C, and so for everyone who's wanting to learn this, you can obviously transpose it if you want, or just tune down, but I will be referring to all the positions that and the notes that I'm playing as if I was in standard tuning. So essentially this song is in the key of E minor, or in the case of if we were in standard tuning it would be F sharp minor, so I'm going to be using the notes of F sharp Aeolian or A Ionian. So we're starting off with this sliding fifths thing, starting on the 9th fret of the A string, and then going to the 11th fret of the D string, then we're sliding into the 11th fret of the D, to 14th fret of the G string, 14th fret G, to 17th fret B string, and then lastly 17th fret B string to 19th fret high E string. So we've got like that, and then we do this arpeggio afterwards, where we are pulling off from the 19th fret of the high E string to the 14th, down to 15 on the B, 16 on the G, 14 on the D, back up again. So we go from the sliding fifth thing. Okay, so we're sliding from the flat 7 up to the root note, down to the 5, back up to the flat 7 again, down to the 9, bending up to the minor third, bringing it back down to the 9, pulling off to the root note, sliding into the root note on the 11th fret of the G, pulling off to the minor 7 on the 9th fret of the G string. So from the arpeggio we have this next part features some hybrid picking, so we're also string skipping as well. So we are doing a hammer on and pull off on the 11th fret of the G to the 9th fret of the G, doing this little pedaling thing. And the frets on the high E string, we're hitting the 9th and the 10th fret, like that. And then we continue that motif diatonically down a tone, and that will be from 9 on the G string to the 7th on the G string for that little hammer on pull off, and then we're jumping up to the 7th fret of the high E string and the 9th fret on the high E string, and then we go down to the 7th fret, hammering on between that and the 6th, and going to the 5th fret of the high E and 7th fret of the high E. And then I do this little sequential pull-off thing, descending into what would be a D major 7 arpeggio. So from the very beginning up until now we have and then this next part goes like something like this. So from the previous part we've got, and then we pull off to the 5, go down to 7 on the G and pluck the 5th fret of the high E string again, and then do this little trill on the 7th and 6th fret of the G, descending an F sharp minor 7 up, F sharp minor arpeggio, sorry, and then we repeat that 6th fret again, pull off, hammer onto the 7th fret D, 9th fret A, pulling off to the 5th fret of the A string. So from the beginning of the hybrid pick bit, and then we've got a little bit of sweep picking going on, but we're also incorporating a little bit of string skipping. So we're going, of this arpeggio, we're going root note, major 3rd, 5th, jumping up to the 5th fret of the B string, hitting the sus2, and then the 3rd, and then back down again. I really like this lick because it gets some very wide intervals, which I like. And then we repeat the same thing, but going between the 5th fret of the B string and the 9th fret of the B string. So I got. So picking wise, I'm going down, hammer, down, down, hammer, pull off, hammer, hammer, down, hammer, pull off. Sorry. So it's kind of a combination of a little bit of sweep picking and left hand hammer-ons. And then I ascend D major 7 arpeggio after that one. So you got. So that is 5th fret of the A, 9th fret of the A, 7th fret D, 6th fret G, 7th fret B, 5th fret high E, and then 9th fret high E, and then pulling off to 5 again, 7 on the B, 6 on the G. Like that. So we got. And then we slide up from there, doing a little bit of hammer on and pull offs with this, what will be part of a 3-note string F sharp minor pentatonic. So I've gone from. And then we descend a minor 7, F sharp minor 7 arpeggio. And then there is another bit of hybrid picking right after this, but before then, well, let's go from the beginning up until that point. And then kind of continuing on from the hybrid picking motif that I was using before of that sort of hammer on and then pedaling between the two strings. Again, string skipping, so the strings will be using either A, G and high E string. And fret numbers on the A will be 9 to 12, 9 to 11 on the G, and 9 to 12 again on the high E string. So that's the ascending motif. And once we get to that 12th fret of the high E string, we just do a little pull off that would commonly be used in some minor pentatonic runs. So we got, and then we just move up diatonically up a minor 3rd to play outline of an A major 7 arpeggio. Same motif again. The fret numbers are 12, 16 on the A, 13 and 14 on the G, 12 and 16 again on high E. And then the last one, again moving up diatonically, we move up a major 3rd to what would be outlining a B minor 7 arpeggio. But once we get to the high E string, we change it up slightly. And then we hammer on from 16 to 17, 19, and then we tap 21, pull off, descend, hammer on to 16, 17, tap 19, pull off, slide down to 12th fret, hammer on to 14, 16, tap 17, pull off, and then we bend up to our root, and then we pull off after the tap and hit our root, flat 7 on the 17th fret of the B string, bending up to our root note on the 19th, catch the root note again on the 14th fret of the high E string, and then we got a little bit of blues scale there. So just bending up to root note, repeating it, pulling off 17 to 14 on the B string, then a bit of blues scale, which is 17, 16, 14, and then we slide into 16, do another little bit of hybrid picking, hammering on to 18th fret of the G, and catching the 17th fret of the B string with our hybrid pick finger. We pick the 18th fret of the G string, and then we hybrid pick the 16th fret of the high E. And then the last bit is hitting the -7 on the 17th fret of the B string, catching the 19th fret, sliding up to 21, and then hitting our root note on the 19th fret of the B string. And that brings us to the end of the solo. So from the arpeggio section, so that's the ending part of the solo, so let's go from the very beginning at a slower speed, and then I'll play it with the track again for you. And once more with the track.
The very hands have never let them go.
There you have it, guys. That gives you a little bit of an insight as to how I go about writing a solo for a track. If you like the sound of Stone Giants, then please like us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Stone Giants Official. And the two tunes that we've recorded recently will be up on SoundCloud and Reverb Nation very soon. So once you've learned this solo, and if you want to play along with it, then you can by all means do. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again soon.